My name is John McKeon. I'm the moderator for the Teradata River, and today we have with us Marc Oppenheimer. He is the Corporate Vice President for Relationship Marketing at Station Casinos. Good to have you on the river, Marc.
Thanks, John. I'm glad to be here.
Marc is going to be doing a great presentation at Partners Conference coming up, and we just wanted to highlight some of the key points he was making. Marc, Station Casinos has really made an incredible data transformation. What are some of the reasons behind this data transformation?
The fundamental principle behind it is for us to get a better understanding of who our customer is, and when they are a guest of ours, what value they bring to us and what value they get out of the relationship. It really is about getting a 360-degree understanding of our relationship with the customer. And previously, we were in a situation where we were not able to have that view. We were in a situation where we had different systems in different areas of the business. So, for instance, one system captured all the hotel information. Another system captured all of the gambling information on the casino floor. A third system would capture restaurant reservations and restaurant spend. And there was a fourth system for the spa and a fifth system for entertainment and so on and so forth. None of them talked to each other. So it was nearly impossible to ever get an idea of what the overall picture of one of our guests was. We could understand, okay, a guest spent this much on the casino floor or this much in a restaurant and this much in the hotel, but it was very difficult to put it together and say, what did the guest spend in total with us?
So, Marc, how would what you did with data change not only your understanding of the customer, but change the customer experience from their perspective?
The biggest thing is we're now able to recognize the guest for everything that they bring to us. And we can now look at a guest and say, okay, you're a decent gambler. You play a little bit. So therefore, if all we knew of you is that you were a gambler, you may get a little recognition, but not a whole lot. But the fact is, now we can understand, well, you play a little bit on the slot machine while you're here, but you're also spending 5 nights paying cash in one of our top suites, and you eat $1,000 meals in our top restaurants every night. And all of a sudden, someone who on the casino floor looks like a run-of-the-mill guest gets recognized for being the top-end guest that they truly are, and is treated that way throughout the entire experience.
Oh, that's excellent for everybody. But how does that affect your metrics in terms of profitability or revenue?
So what it's allowed us to do is we've actually been able to better segment and better target our guests. And some of it has just been better information within the gaming side alone, since obviously we are a casino business. And even though we're in the restaurant business and the hotel business and the entertainment business, the vast majority of our revenue and profitability does come from the casino side of the business. We're able to better segment and target guests purely on their casino business, but then we're also able to look at someone and say, do they add value in other ways that allows us to think about building a bigger relationship with them? And one of the things that's different about our industry from many other industries that are out there, thankfully, we operate with a very high gross margin. On the not-so-positive side of it, the industry has recognized that there's a high gross margin. The guests have recognized that there's a high gross margin, and there's significant demand for reinvestment back into the guest, both from the guest expectations as well as the competitive landscape. So when we know we're going to be spending 15, 20, 25% of our revenue reinvested back into the guest in direct marketing, the better information you have, the better able you are to target that money to the right guest and make sure you're getting the right return for it.
So, Marc, has the data, the new data, the way you process data, look at data, has that really changed your market strategy? Absolutely.
And a lot of it has actually been the organization of the data. We were in a situation where, because of the way data was structured and the way that we were able to get at it, we had to do very basic segmentation. We were segmenting people on a metric or two that really were more of a volume metric than they were a profit metric. Almost like the old Saturday Night Live commercial about American Change Bank where they made money on volume even though all they were doing was making change and having no revenue. We were stuck in a situation where we almost had to look at our customers that way. Now we're in a situation where we're able to have a vast array of metrics that we can look at. It's enabled us to segment our customers into well over 100 different customer segments. And then we're able to take each one of those customer segments and appropriately design a reinvestment strategy for them.
Mark, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you about the challenges. Well, Mark, what are the three biggest challenges that you ran into in really, truly having a centralized enterprise data warehouse?
Yeah, the biggest challenge, and this is probably an interesting one, has actually been in some parts of the business figuring out how to deliver value to the guest with the information. So the challenge, there has been some challenges around getting the information together, and I'll get to that in a second. But the biggest challenge has been now that we have the capability, we've actually had some challenges in parts of the business determining how we can profitably use that information to drive value to the guest and for the company. And there have been some places where we've said, okay, we could do this if we wanted to, but it isn't worth doing. Now, that said, other areas where we've had challenges, obviously, in a project that's been as big as this is, you always are going to have challenges staying on time frame and on budget. And we had an incredibly aggressive initial goal. And we had an initial goal that said we were going to go from all disparate systems to a fully functioning enterprise data warehouse within 12 months. And up front got told that was nuts, but we still pushed for it, and we actually got it done in about 18 months. Whereas, I've been told the average installation is between 30 and 36 months. So we were very happy that we set the aggressive goal, almost knowing going in that we weren't going to meet it, but we still had a very successful installation and completion of the process.
Amazing story, Mark. Marc Oppenheimer, he is the Corporate Vice President for Relationship Marketing at Station Casinos. Should be a great session at the Partners Conference. Thank you so much, Mark.
You're very welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in October.